the mind can stumble over simple things. At times, a biological glitch is responsible. Then we see the wrong colors, cannot stop eating, or struggle to look honest during a conversation. Other triggers have no explanation for why they mess with the mind, like being offered a hat or a cookie. Then people float out of chairs and give away dangerous information. Indeed, the hiccups of the brain remain a fascinating world. Here are some interesting things that mess with brain. The effect of food variety. Christmas is full of cheer, tinsel, and weight gain. The festive season is notorious for leaving extra fatty. Even though people eat more during this time, they are often surprised by the amount of weight that greets them in January. This is largely due to a phenomenon known as the variety effect. The more food is on offer, the more people eat without realizing it. Nature has a way of curbing the appetite. The longer the tongue deals with the same texture or flavor, the more one's appetite diminishes. However, this mechanism fails when people graze at buffets, Thanksgiving dinners, or Christmas lunches. Switching between different foods delays a desire to stop eating because the flavors and textures keep changing. Eye contact can freak out the brain. According to body language books, people who don't maintain eye contact might just be untrustworthy characters. However, there is now evidence that the weasel factor is not the entire story. Those who cannot stare at another person while holding a sparkling conversation are experiencing an unusual effect. Our brains use the same regions for talking, thinking, and keeping eye contact. Sometimes, this causes a mental traffic jam. This conclusion came from a small Japanese study, but the outcome suggested that the brain struggles with the combination of focusing on a face and thinking of words to say. The effect worsens when the conversation uses new or difficult phrases. To cope, the befuddled brain tries to single task by making the person feel that he has to avert his eyes. Taking left and right. Turn left, go right, left right confusion is surprisingly common. Sometimes, it leads to terrifying mistakes, like the pair of surgeons who once removed the wrong kidney and the patient died. Even more disturbing, when more medical professionals were tested, too many identified the incorrect eye booked for surgery. The problem grows when there is pressure to pick a side. Two directions. A simple confusion, yet despite countless attempts, scientists still do not know why this happens. They have a suspicion, though, that the brain's way of processing the different sides is more complicated than just looking one way or the other. Telling somebody else to go a certain way or trying to see their left or right, when it's the opposite of our own, can mess with the mind, especially when there is no time to consider things at a slower pace. Motion sickness is mistaken for poison. Scientists believe that the brain has a fear of being poisoned. When signals do not add up, the brain uses an old faithful to rid the body of toxins, the barf. Unfortunately, the brain sometimes imagines things. Motion sickness is a classic example. Evolution cannot keep up with technology. In this case, the human body never adapted to moving transport. The main problem is that vehicles make it hard for the brain to decide whether the body is on the move or is stationary. There is little muscle action, so the brain knows that the person is sitting still. However, the ears carry a special fluid capable of sensing movements. During a drive, the sloshing sends a clear message: this body is hurtling forward. The mixed signals wreak havoc with the brain's hypochondria. Convinced that the body ingested something bad, the brain triggers nausea. Some people get it so bad that they are forced to pull over to throw up. Interestingly, it remains a mystery as to why motion sickness only affects certain individuals and not others.